Alright, if you are stepping here for the first time, thank you so much for coming. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you for always being there. And for those who are seeing me for the first time, Abigail Luciberi is my name. And there on this channel, we do things about our life's journeys and struggles, all the pain, the sorrows, and the rest of them that we go through as we journey towards our Creator. We as well talk about faith, hope, and love, and like, of course, the love of one another as we live as brothers and sisters in this continent, in our various countries, and as human beings living on the surface of this earth. Right now, on today's episode, we'll be talking about African migrants that are losing their lives at the Mediterranean Sea, trying to cross over to Europe. And whether we take it or leave it, on daily basis, a lot of Africans are losing their lives on that sea, trying to cross over. And a lot of times these things are not brought to considerations. These things, it's not a normal thing. It's their fault, it's their business. They want to go for a better life, right? And they are using the sea because it's cheaper, and it's like of course, someone that is finding it difficult to feed, how would that person afford? We're talking about the visas. How would that person afford one or two things, and the flight tickets, air tickets to travel out using the right means? So they felt like, okay, going through the backyard is very easy at the cost of their life. You see, a lot of persons will have this feeling like it's better I try. It's better I die trying than to sit and then see my life waste away in a country where we've become so selfish, in a country where even as a citizen there is no advantage to it. That's why a lot of persons think, okay, it's better to go the other way. Now, when you're talking about African migrants crossing over through the Mediterranean, you talk about reasons why persons like this decide to go through these dangerous means to the other side, because it is believed that the other side is better. It is believed that, of course, Europe and America, they are doing well, they are better, their standard of living is far more advanced than we living here in Africa. And that is why a lot of Africans are moving out. A lot of Africans are relocating out. I think the other video I did, I talked about Africans relocating. If you see sometimes on YouTube right now, everywhere it's like moving vlog, moving to Canada, moving to America, moving to Canada, relocating to Canada. Everybody's running away. It's quite unfortunate. It's a slap on our faces and the faces of our leaders. Whether we take it or leave it, this is the truth. Because when you begin to see citizens of a particular place, of a particular country running away, then it doesn't speak well at all of that particular place and of the leaders, right? If you have other opinions, you can leave it there at the comment section. Let us make this more interactive, right? Why do you think Africans still take the bait? Like, they are willing to go through the backyard. They are willing to pass through that sea, even at the cost of losing their lives. Even when it is said every day that people are dying, it's dangerous to cross over this sea, but people still decide willingly to cross over. I was doing some research about this. I felt so emotional because when you see humans living like, I don't know what word to qualify it, but you feel so ashamed as a person, right? This is your fellow human who feel life is being unfair to them, right? They feel life is being unfair. They feel their leaders are being unfair. They feel their brothers and sisters are being unfair, and they're thinking that taking this risk to the other side is better. Now, we're talking about the risk of crossing over. We are not even talking about the risk of living there as an illegal migrant, right? Because of course, if you're crossing through that place, it's sure that you do not have your papers. There are a lot of things. While you cross over and you are in Europe, there are other challenges that persons like this face that we are going to talk about that in another video. But now let's talk about what prompts this wish, like, okay, this is risky, but I can take the risk to the other side. Now, the first thing that comes to mind, you can feel free to leave a comment there at the section. What do you think is the reason why Africans are willing to leave their continents to cross over, even if it means crossing this Mediterranean Sea? They do not care about however it's going to be like, but theirs is, we're going to take the risk. We're going to take the risk. We will leave. Now, the first thing I have here is everyone is searching for a greener pasture. That is number one. I think the whole thing we're going to say here is surrounded on this greener pasture, right? Everybody is looking for a place that is better, right? We are looking for a place that is better, a place that we can earn and send money back to our families, to be responsible to them. We do not care how or we do not care how it's going to be or how life is going to be to us. We are willing to take the risk because we feel it is the only way we can survive, right? Searching for greener pastures in a country or in a continent where our leaders have become so selfish. Mind you, I'm not going to stop talking about this issue of our leaders' selfishness, because I keep saying it in all my videos, right, that in Africa we have everything it takes to survive. In every country in Africa, we have everything it takes. And that God was not stupid, God was not foolish to give us all these things, mineral resources, a lot of things, and manpower. Africa, I don't know if we are seeing the way I'm seeing, the light of which I'm seeing things from. Because I think I stumbled upon a documentary. Somebody was making a video that Africans are always blaming the colonial masters. They're always blaming the whites for the way they are, but they should look within themselves, because a lot of problems that are coming up is from them. Of course, there's no doubt that the mindset that we have of ourselves and our continent is something that is, I don't know, is bad. The mindset we have is bad, and it's right, it's high time we should start changing the mindset that we have, right? But there's still no doubt that these persons have hand in what is happening. They came to rest. They taught us their language, this English, right? This is what I'm using right now. So everybody around Africa can understand me. Everybody around the world can understand me. But this is not our language. This is not our language. What if there was no English in Africa? There might be another language that we would have used to communicate with ourselves. But they came to rest. There is advantage of it, because we can go anywhere and communicate with anybody, right? It's good. I'm not saying it's not good, it's good. Do not get me wrong. But it's out of the selfishness of these persons. They came with this language. They taught us this language. The reason is that they know if they do not teach us this language, they cannot communicate freely with us and know where those mineral resources are hidden. Without teaching us this language, they know that they cannot steal from us freely. Right? They patted our heads, tell us sweet words, and behind the scene, they are going out with everything they can go out with. Behind the scene, they are stealing from us. They are telling our leaders to make deals. See, I think I also came across something that most of the loans that African countries collect, when it's time to pay back, they pay more interest than other continents. And they'll give you reasons why it's like that. And as a leader, you can't even say anything, because you feel like you're playing the game. This is politics. At the detriment of our citizens. We make decisions without thinking about those we rule. We only think about our selfish motives. And that is why Africa is the way it is today. That is why a lot of persons are willing to take the risk on the Mediterranean Sea to the other side. Even if they are going there to be a slave, they prefer to be a slave and be earning money. Now tell me, why we think slave trade is ended? But it's not. It's still going on, right? They came with the Bible. After coming with their language to teach us the language so they can understand us better and steal from us, they came with the Bible. So by the time they steal from us and we are angry, they'll tell us forgiveness. Christ said we should love our brothers and sisters. Christ came and died for us even when we are sinners, right? So those are the things now that will justify the evil they have done. And they will say, okay, let's forget about it. for the sake of for Christ's sake, for God's sake. Let's forget about it. Can you imagine the way we have become? And these things, they just deceived our leaders and went away with what they can go away with. So they also played a part in the way Africa is today. Even though we have us, they played a part, a greater part in it. Fortunately that we have made ourselves to believe that by reaching Europe or America, we're going to make it. Yes. And you know, there are some things that are not that most of us do not know, and that's why we're going to do, I'm going to do a separate video of life Africans, their lives as living in America, living in Europe. How is their life, especially those that are illegal migrants? When you see the way they live, sometimes you will tell yourself, why not I stay back and make things work in my continent? Why not I stay back to make things right in my continent? Why not I stay back and together we put hands together to push out whoever is there as a leader that is not working? I was saying this on a lighter note one time. I said, it's high time our youths in Africa start beating up the leaders. You beat them very well. When you beat them out of that seat they are sitting, all that before they come, they'll think very well before they will accept that position. Although it is not a means to propagate violence, but in the other way, I think the level we are right now as youths in the country, we should try our best to use everything we can use to propagate the idea of enough is enough. Enough of all the nonsense we keep taking, right? Enough of we sitting looking at our leaders doing things that they are not supposed to do, making the continent die. Like we're just growing down every day, and to them it's normal, because most of them, their children does not even school in the country. In Africa, they send their children out, Europe or America. They're schooling there and they are not ashamed. The country they are ruling, they can't even leave their children there to school. If it's the white that are losing their lives trying to go to another place like this, do you think their leaders of whichever country, do you think by now they wouldn't have done something? They would have done something because they value themselves. Even if it's a citizen that is hooked somewhere, they will try their best to pick that person up. But Africans, we do not care. Our life to us is of no value. Then how do we want them to value our life? And then we keep shouting every day, slave trade is not ended, there is still modern slave trading, there is this one, there is that one. But we ourselves, there is something wrong. We do not value our lives, and then we want them to value our own. I don't think it's going to work like that. So I think it's high time that African leaders begin to see reasons to making things work. If in the nearest future they decide to deport everybody, we're going to live together in a country that is not developing, because we're running away. Everybody's running away. Everybody's going out to search for a greener pasture. So by the time they deport everybody back here, then we start afresh. Can you imagine how it would be? So leave your comments there at the section. What do you think is the solution to all this problem? What do you think is the way forward? What should we do as African countries, as an African? What do you think we should do to help mitigate some of these things that keep happening, to reduce the level of which people lose their life trying to go for a greener pasture? People lose their life at the process of doing that. Please kindly leave your comment there at the section. Then I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive. I still remain Abigail Simiri. Hey there, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for, sweetheart? Do it by hitting the subscribe button, and then you hit the notification bell by the side so you get notified whenever I upload new videos. Thank you so much for staying up to this time. Love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive. Let's help each other to help Africa grow, better, and I think we will get there. Things will be. But if we can start changing some of these things right now, the future will be better for our children and for ourselves. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.